Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Rosen. I'm old enough to have experienced the growth of noise culture online, as we call it, so I apologise for that. It is, yeah. But what I'd like to ask about today is you've contributed to hundreds of books. And I was interested in which book that you've read has had the most profound impact on yourself.
Right, which single book? I think when I read it when I was in the sixth form, it was a French book called Candide by Voltaire, which I read for A-level French, and I was just so amazed by the book. I just remember thinking, this is the cleverest, funniest, most brilliant book ever. It also contains a line, I was just telling you this story. All right, so excuse me, this gets quite disgusting. Okay, so the book is a wonderful satire. I recommend it. You can read it English or French. It's absolutely lovely. The French is quite simple. If you've got A-level French, you can read it, I promise you. But one line is not in French, it's in Italian. A man is lying under a tree, and a naked woman, he wakes up, and there's a naked woman over him, as it were. And he looks up and he says in Italian, "Che sciagura d'essere senza coglioni," which means, those of you who are fluent in Italian, what a tragedy it is that I have no testicles. And it's in Italian, because presumably Voltaire was told to be a little bit discreet. But I mean, quite why exactly? I mean, 18th century culture is quite bawdy. Anyway, now jump forward. Only a few months after I've read this, and I'm in hospital because I've been knocked down in the road. I've been knocked down in the road, quite near to the hospital, halfway between my house and the hospital. So brilliantly done. And I've broken my pelvis. So the car's knocked me down, broken my pelvis. I don't really know anything about this. So I'm lying in hospital, and they've decided that what's happened to my pelvis is that it's come apart. Ladies who've had babies know about this sort of thing. The front of your pelvis is sort of come apart, but that's part of the process, whereas I took a car to do it to me. So I'm lying in this sling that is hanging from a bar on my head to try and make me grow my pelvis back together again. Because there's nothing you can do about it. You can't, sew it. Right? It's bone. So I'm sitting in this sort of switch like a hammock that's like around the middle. And you'll see immediately what's coming, so I'm starting to spoil the story. But anyway, every morning, Maria comes into the ward polishing the floor, you see, and I thought, what a shame I can't speak Italian. Because it would be lovely to talk to Maria in Italian. And then I sort of remembered, oh no, I remember when I did Latin O-level, Mrs. Young told us how to say, I am English. Sono inglese. So, because she said, Italian, it comes out of Latin. It's a very, very modern way of teaching Latin. It's brilliant. So I remember saying to Maria one morning, "Sono inglese," and she nodded and smiled. It was very nice. And then suddenly I remembered something else. Yes, you're there. And Maria came in with the floor polisher at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I leant out of bed and went, "Che sciagura d'essere senza coglione." Anyway, Maria screamed, dropped the polisher and ran out of the ward. And I was in a ward, an orthopaedic ward, so there were all these guys who had had motorbike accidents, absolutely terrible, young men my age who'd lost legs, and it was absolutely awful. The whole ward made up these young blokes that smashed it. It's terrible. Anyway, but they were all kind of quite chirpy in their own way, and they all leaned out there and said, "What did you say, Mike? What did you say?" I said, "I don't know." I just, I don't know what it was. It just comes from this book I'm reading, I'm doing A-level, so I said, like a, sort of special book. I said, yeah, right, yeah. No. So anyway, then next, the ward sister that we call matron rushed in. I could see her running towards me, and she was a very small, very fierce Danish woman. She was probably less than 5 foot tall, so it's like almost lower than the bed, And she's running towards me, and I can see her heading towards me. When she gets to me, she says, "What did you say to my cleaner?" And I said, I don't know. And of course they were going, "Hey!" I said, "No, I don't know. It comes from this book. I don't believe you." I don't believe a word you're saying. If ever you say anything like that at all to one of my cleaners, you're out. I don't care what state the pelvis is in, you're out. You can go out, you can sling it, you can go in the sling, you can sling it, get out, all right, and get out. So, of course, she went out, and come on, tell us, what did you say? What did you say? Well, look, don't tell her, but it says, it means, oh, what a trap. Anyway, you know the rest. Yes. So, I don't know how we got to that one, but that was a book that transformed my life.